Welcome back to the TribeCast. This is our second episode of the year, Season 2. That's fun to say. Season 2 now. And our special guest today is the new and improved, I can't say improved because I don't know, the new Superintendent, Jeremy Fewell. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And, of course, I am Mr. Gowan, Derek Gowan. And over there we have who?
Jesse Simpkins.
Jesse's our new student interviewer for the year.
Yes,
Our two guys last year, Peyton and Zyre, have left. They graduated. Rest in peace. They're not dead. They're just in college. Yes, they moved on. Yes, on the other side. But we'll just start out. We just want to get to know you a little bit.
Absolutely.
Since you're brand new, you've only been a job for, 2 months now?
Yeah, since July 1 officially. I've worked a little bit in May and June, but officially July 1.
Since July, so about 2 months now?
Yep.
So we just want to get to know you a little bit. So the first question we ask everybody, just tell us a little bit about where you grew up and kind of how you got into the education and kind of where you're at now.
Yeah, absolutely. So background-wise for me, I'm not too far from here. I went to Mechanical High School. That's where I graduated from.
We play Mechanical today, don't we?
And what? What do you have?
Soccer.
Soccer. Okay.
Girls soccer.
Here or there?
I think it's here, isn't it?
All right.
Yeah.
Hope it's a little cooler than yesterday. So
I hope so too.
But yeah, Miami County area. Lived there the majority of my life. Actually did a short stint. Family moved to Michigan, so I went to school in Michigan for 6-ish months.
Where at?
Oh gosh.
Gotta do the mitten.
So right on Lake Michigan. So Pentwater, Ludington side. So Pentwater right there. It's about 4-5 hours from here, roughly. So, yeah, background, mechanical law graduate. Went to, actually, when I went to college, my first year was at IUK. Was undecided about whether I wanted to go education route or go business management route.
Okay.
So I spent that year at IUK just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Decided to go into education, transferred to Purdue, finished up my last 3 years at Purdue.
Yes, sir.
He's a big Purdue fan.
You a Purdue fan? Okay, good. It's a good time. It's not, now when I was there, it's not as nice as what it is now. So they've done a lot of upgrades to the campus since I was there.
A lot of upgrades to the basketball team, too.
That too.
Improve every year here.
But, so Purdue, I was a PE health major. Came out from Purdue. Actually, first teaching job was at Oak Hill School. So I taught there for 2.5 years. At that time, I was coaching at Mechanical as well. I was a varsity football assistant coach, track, and then I was the head girls basketball coach, varsity basketball coach for 3 years, I believe. And taught at Mechanical for a year as a high school alternative ed teacher. Finished up my master's through Ball State in administration. First admin job was at North Miami Schools.
Okay.
Came back to Mechanical. I was there for, I think, 6 or 7 years as an elementary assistant principal as well. Have a business background. I've ran my own business before. Wanted to get into doing business. So I went down to Indy. This is pre-COVID time.
Oh, yeah.
Went to Indy and did some business sales and marketing down there for a year. Good opportunity, good experience for me, but not the same as working in education, working with kids.
A little
and stuff.
different.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. So decided to get back into education right in the middle of COVID, which was interesting as well. So took a job over at Clinton Central Schools, which is over near Frankfort. Spent the last 4 years there, leading up to this year, working in administration, special education, and then last 2.5 years there, I was the superintendent there. So when this position opened up here at Mississinewa, it just really intrigued me. I did some digging into the district. A lot of great people, a lot of great programming going on here, and really just kind of felt like a good fit for me, and bigger than where I was at Clinton Central, and a lot of great opportunities. So excited to come here and join the group and see where we can take things onward and upward.
So where's Frankfort at? I don't even.
Frankfurt.
Is that the home of the hot dogs?
That is the home of the hot dogs. So if you ever remember the Blue Chip movie, with Shaquille O'Neal and Anthony Hardaway and all that, that was actually filmed at Case Arena there.
There you go. Home of the hot dogs.
Yep, home of the hot dogs. So.
But you weren't a hot dog. You were at Clinton.
We were Bulldogs. I always said I'd rather be a Bulldog than a hot dog.
Yes.
But that was me.
I agree.
So. But so Frankfort is right on State Road 29, or if you're going towards Indy, that would be Michigan Town Road going to Indy. So.
Sounds good.
So yeah.
Hi, Jesse.
One of my questions I have is, what are your goals as a superintendent here?
Absolutely. Kind of touched on it already. There's a lot of great things going on here at Mississinewa already as it is. But my goal coming into this is to look at all the programming that's going on and see how we can improve upon that programming. One thing already, it was already in the process, is looking at our facilities. RJ Basket, the high school, both elementary buildings, and seeing what we need to do to upgrade our facilities to provide better facilities for our students, better facilities for our staff, better facilities for our community. I'm a big believer that the school is an extension of the community is an extension of the school. So in order to grow your economy within your community, you got to have great school systems, great facilities, and we have a lot of great things going on here. So a big goal of mine is, okay, how can we upgrade our facilities to meet the needs of our students today, tomorrow, and beyond. Right. Provide them the best opportunities they can have.
Yeah. So with I've heard a lot about, obviously I'm a teacher, so I've heard a lot about the facilities project and buildings, all that kind of stuff. What can you share? Like, where are we at in the process of that?
So we're still,
I know it's a long process.
It's a long process. There's bonding capacity available within schools without increasing the tax rate. We have approximately over the next 3 years about 25 to 30 million, I don't have the exact dollar figure on the top of my head, of bonds that we're going to be paying off that allow us to do some projects. Okay. But when you look at the grand overall picture of the entire district, $30 million is not a ton of money when you're looking at in terms of construction dollars in today's
especially
climate.
Nowadays.
Yes. And so what we're at right now is really looking at a needs assessment, and by building, and then also looking at our programming, student enrollment, and looking at all those things, and we're going to create a priority list of everything that we need to or want to do, but then itemize it and prioritize it from basically 1 to 100, and then from there decide and talk to the community about, hey, where do we want to go from here with this stuff? Where do we want to put our value for our school district? What makes the most sense for our community? I have different ideas, but doesn't mean my ideas are always necessarily the right one or best one. So it's getting that input from teachers, students, parents, community members to see what makes the most sense for the district for the next 20, 30 years.
Yeah. And I know our elementary schools are kind of busting at the seams right now.
They're packed.
So I feel like we just need a new building in general.
It's
and I know that was a part of the talk, was building a new middle school building.
Yep.
I think it was just right out here is where they're wanting to build it. But
there's been a lot of different conversations, and so it's a matter of us sitting down and looking at, okay, we have options A, B, C, and D here. What makes the most sense? And this roughly option A is going to cost this much money. B will cost this much money, etc. And proposing those to the school board and to the community, and seeing where we want to go from there and what makes the most sense. And you hit the nail on the head. We're busting at the seams. We had to unfortunately turn away almost 50 preschool kids this year, and we really want to
don't
get
have any
those kids.
space.
Yeah, we're just out of space. Absolutely. I mean, we had to add an extra section of kindergarten, and we just don't have the room, which is a good thing. It's a good it's a good problem to have, but it's still a problem that we have to look to address. And so that's a big piece of me coming in here, is working with building leaders, community, school, etc., to figure out what makes the most sense for us going forward.
So how do we sneak into the plans, like a TV studio?
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you right now, early talks are there's a lot of renovation of the high school. I mean, you look around, obviously people on camera can't see it now, but there's
our removable walls,
temporary walls. You can hear through them. They're basically, and this goes throughout primarily the entire high school. So a big thing that we're looking at is, okay, in order to create a conducive learning environment for our students, that doesn't work. I mean, so the high school, what we're looking at is, okay, how do we do an entire renovation of the high school to make it conducive for our learning environment today, but in the future as well?
I would love to turn half of that room into just the TV studio. Then again, I just got back from a professional development at Homestead, and they have a whole studio for it.
I know the superintendent over there.
Yeah,
so
I'm just, I'm just being a little dreaming here. But
absolutely. Hey, it's always good to dream.
You talked about how you believe the community is connected to the schools connected to the community. What is something we like to ask all of our business and community leaders that come in? What do you think is a benefit of being in a smaller town compared to, like, you've been in Indianapolis before. I grew up in Indianapolis, and I went to school there. So what do you think are some benefits being in a smaller town compared to a big city?
Absolutely. So, and really, I looked at the district here. I come from a small district at Clinton. We were less than 1,000 kids, and honestly, it's almost too small at times. You come to a district this size where you're almost 2,500 students, but it's still a tight-knit community.
Yeah.
When you look geographically at the district in terms of the square footage of miles, it really is a really tight-knit community, and there's a lot of advantages with that in terms of you get people to chip in and help out with things. Everybody knows everybody, and truly that can lend a lot of community involvement within the school. And when you're really trying to have the school be an extension of the community, community extension of the school, that it just plays hand in hand with one another.
Yep. Go for it, Jesse. You got questions?
I do got questions. Did you have any role models growing up?
Yeah, truly, probably my top two role models would be, and it's going to sound cliche, my parents. But
Yeah.
I grew up very poor. Truth be told, I was I don't know if you guys know 21st Century Scholars. It's based upon income and all that. I was a 21st Century Scholars kid. Dad was a blue collar guy, mechanic for a long time. So I'm definitely not mechanically inclined. I can work on houses, but I cannot work on cars. So, but I got my hands-on work ethic from my dad. My mom, when I was later, so I probably 7th, 8th grade, middle school, and then through high school, she actually went back to school to earn her bachelor's and wanted her first master's degree and ended up becoming a teacher. So I like to say I get my hands-on kind of background from my dad, and I would say some of my work ethic in being able to, wanting to do physical labor and work. I thoroughly enjoy that when I'm not in the office working. I like to go home and physically work on stuff around the house. But in terms of the academia side of things, that's from my mom, and just seeing her raise. I'm one of 4 boys, number 2 out of 4, and seeing her raise four boys, make dinner every night.
That sounds insane.
Go to school, and she was working as an accounts payable person at IUK at the time. So she was going to school full time, taking night classes, doing all that course of 6, 7, 8 years to get her bachelor's degree.
Wow.
And she's actually has 2 master's degrees now. She's a special ed teacher at Logan Sports Schools, and so to see her do that, those are probably 2 big influences that have led me to where I am today.
4 boys sounds crazy.
There was definitely a lot of
Yeah, we got Taiwan, and they are crazy in and of itself. But I can't even imagine 4 boys.
a lot of backyard battles. So let's put it
I'm
that
sure.
way, so
I mean, I just have one kid. She just turned 2, and she's my daughter. And when we have more kids, we always say it's like I would love to have one of each, a boy and a girl. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind just having all girls.
Yep.
I just love being a girl dad, and just raising a boy just sounds scary to me
Well,
right
see,
now. Like,
I think there's a higher power above me that knew what he was doing, because I have 3 boys of my own. So
Well, there you go.
I don't know if I would know how to raise a girl, honestly, truly. But
I don't know if I'm doing a great job, but we're doing it.
everybody's alive. Everybody's getting along. It's good.
She's
it's
healthy, and she
Sounds
goes
fun.
to school every day, so we're good.
That's right.
So I want to talk a little bit more about going back a little bit. You said you ran a business down in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I'm from Indianapolis.
Okay.
So where were you kind of located at?
Okay, so I worked for a business.
You
down-
worked.
yep,
So
I
where
worked
were
for-
you working at?
So down on 86th Street, Everdry Waterproofing.
Okay, I don't know where that is, but I know where 86th Street is. My parents live on 96 in Allisonville, so that's where I grew up.
So I did that right pre-COVID, before COVID hit. I had a little bit of a construction background, ran a own. We flipped houses.
Nice.
Did minor construction projects and stuff.
So I'll
like
call
that.
you when my
There you go.
stuff goes wrong.
With all my free time, I'll come
Yeah,
over there. We'll
I know
knock
how
it
much
out.
free time you have. So, but you said you ran a business. What was that?
Yep, that was out of Miami County.
Okay.
So, yep.
What kind of business was it?
Just a home remodeling business. So we did that. I did that when I was teaching, before I really got heavily involved in administration.
I always thought flipping houses would be fun.
It's
I'm just not handy in the slightest.
it's all right. It's at times. I mean,
Like
it's
I had to call somebody to help me like pull my toilet out and replace the wax ring,
Yep.
which is a very simple process, but I've never done it before,
Yeah,
so I didn't know
it's
how
really
to do
fun. It's really fun when somebody calls you and they're having an issue with their septic tank, and you have to get elbow deep in a septic tank. That's a lot
it.
of
Yeah,
fun.
I'll just
Yeah,
hire.
so-
I just much rather hire somebody to do it than me work on it myself. But.
Yep.
So, 2 months into the job, what do you think has been? I don't want to say like the hardest part, but probably the most challenging part of your job so far.
It's different. It's different. So that's the big thing is coming in. There's a global way that schools are ran, but every school is ran a little bit differently. So coming from a smaller school, almost really about a third of the size of Mississinewa where I was at, my hands were in a lot of different things, having to, whether it's transportation, maintenance, finances with the school, day-to-day operations. I was just involved and stretched very, very thin in a previous role. Coming here, having a little bit more support system in place, that makes it, frees me up to look at more of the global, big picture ideas, allows me to be in the buildings a little bit more, which is really what I like to do. I've been in the elementary schools a couple times this week already, so I enjoy interacting with the kids and being able to come around and do things like this. It's very enjoyable for me. Looking at, when you're looking at facilities and big picture planning with building projects, it frees up time to be able to do those things. So really coming in, that's been the biggest difference, and probably learning curve for me is that, hey, I have some extra time here and there during the day to accomplish some of these bigger tasks that come up. So that's been a pleasant surprise, but also takes a little bit of getting used to as well.
Yeah.
So
you do have all that extra free time.
All the time.
Come work on your house now.
Have you been able to catch any of the sporting events so far?
Not in person. Actually, I'm going to get to. I've watched them when you guys are casting them. I like that. That's great. I love it.
Biggest game of the year on Friday.
I'll be there. Yeah. I'll be there Friday. So
it'll be a crazy one.
I'm taking. I missed the first home football game last Friday. I'm still working on my PhD down at ISU, so we have on-site class days, and Friday and Saturday was my on-site class days last week for that. So unfortunately, I missed the.
It was an easy game, 35-0. We got it.
This Friday might be easy too.
It might be, but it's against Marion, so it's always like
it's gonna be hyped.
The atmosphere there is just crazy all the time. So
so I'm excited. I'm excited to see it and see everybody out there and hopefully get another W. So.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of sports, did you play any sports growing up?
I did. So I was a football, basketball guy. Was not very good at baseball. I tried baseball, but I wasn't very good at it. So, but yeah.
You say good combo, but you quit football.
Yeah, but like most people who play football also play basketball. They just say it's like a good combo to play.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So yeah, football, basketball. So that's what I grew up playing.
And you played at Mechanical?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're pretty good in basketball now.
Yeah.
They have that one kid. Is he still there?
He averaged like 30-something.
He averaged like 30-some.
Josiah Ball.
Yeah. Is he still there?
Yeah, he'll be a senior this year. Yep.
That's crazy.
I hope we don't have to face that.
Well, they're not in our section anymore. So
our sectional got moved. We had a crazy sectional last year. I don't know if you saw any of that
watched
stuff,
a couple of games, so
that was fun to talk about.
It was heated.
It was heated. Oh wow, my train of thought just completely went away. Jesse, if you have something, go for it, because my mind just went foggy for a second.
So would you say football or basketball was your favorite sport, though?
Basketball was. Yeah. I grew up playing a lot of travel ball, and I was probably better at football, but I like basketball better.
I think I can agree to that. I was probably better at football, but I stopped playing football and just stuck to basketball.
What you mean, Jesse Hempkins? 3-pointer to win?
I mean, yeah, but
better at football. No, anyway. So what? We talked about the challenging part of your job so far, just being different from where you came from. What would you say has been the most uplifting favorite part of your job so far?
I would say truly being able to get out and about and see kids and students and staff, and just being able to interact with them, learn and hear from them about, hey, what's going well, what are the challenges, what's not going well, what do we need to look to address, and just having those interactions with people. It doesn't mean that we can fix things from day one. I mean, it takes time to get things adjusted and make some changes over time. But hearing their perspectives on what's going well, what do we need to work to improve upon, and then taking that and being able to come back and just absorb it and digest it and come up with a plan, and then working together with our administrators, our students, our teachers, our community to have a solid plan going forward. So that's the biggest thing, just the interactions with the people. The community has been great. I was actually talking to Mr. Brooks, new AD, actually yesterday. Gave him a call on the phone, and him and I we're both new in our position, somewhat new to the community a little bit, and him and I said the same thing. The people around here are just great. They're phenomenal. They're willing to help out wherever, and very engaged in what's going on in the school system and the community. And so, it's really good to have those interactions with everyone.
I've noticed that. I'm new to the community. Not new really anymore. We've been here for 6 years now. But being from a big city, it's very different. Being from Indianapolis, coming to Gas City, or even Marion for that. But no, I love the people in the community factor here too.
Absolutely.
Do you got another question before we hit rapid fire, Jesse?
I don't. Just my rapid fire question.
All right. So the way we end our podcast is just kind of rapid fire. So just first answer, and then we might have follow up depending on what you say.
Okay.
So we'll see. But we always start out with, what's your favorite breakfast food item?
Breakfast burrito.
Ooh. From where?
Anywhere.
Does McDonald's still have their breakfast burritos?
They do.
Have you tried Jackie's in Gas City yet?
I've been there, but I have not had a breakfast burrito.
And they're pretty good there.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
So you got to try those.
They caught me off guard there. I went there, and they're cash only, though.
Yeah.
So I never carry cash. So I've learned I got to carry cash.
They're old school. The guy that owns it, Merle and Jackie, I used to work at the car dealership just right down the road. And he would come in every Saturday morning. He'd get our orders. He'd drive back there, and he'd bring them back to us. He's a great guy, but, yeah, they're pretty old school over there.
That's good. I like it, though. It's just one of those things you got to learn. So
breakfast burritos are good, though.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you play fantasy football?
I do not. I have, but I do not currently.
Did you like playing it?
I did, but I always lost track of time. Like I do really well for a week or two, then you get busy at work, and then I forget to change my roster, and then
I hate those people.
Yeah.
I'd much rather.
I'm not invested.
I'd much rather you not play.
That's why I stopped playing.
Not do
I
it.
retired.
That's kind of how our Tribe TV league went.
It was how our Tribe TV league went.
But if you have a group of 8 people and 4 of them are really playing hard, and the other 4 then makes it not competitive.
So last year, I created a league for all of our Tribe TV. We had 22 kids in the class in a 16-team league. It was crazy.
Yeah, 16 teams.
But I'm pretty sure at the end of it, there was like 5 teams that was actually constantly changing their roster. So I'm like,
sometimes I didn't even look at it. So.
This is pointless.
Right.
So you're a big sports guy. What are your teams?
I'm a local guy. I mean, anything state of Indiana. I mean, it's.
So you root for IU and Purdue?
When they're going against each other, I'm a Purdue guy.
Yeah.
But in the tournament, I'm Butler, IU, Purdue. I mean, I really like the run that Indiana State made last year, March Madness. I mean, it was disappointing.
They should have actually been in.
Yeah, they should have been in. They should have been in. I'm a Colts, Pacers fan, but generally I like good competitive sporting events. So like IU Purdue wins, I'm not going to be real mad if IU beats Purdue or vice versa. I like to see it be competitive and watch a good game.
IU's going to beat Purdue a bunch coming up. They don't got Zach Edey anymore.
You'll see.
Can't fall back on your 7'4" guy.
You know we always keep them coming in, though. So
that's true. You always have some tall white guy. I don't know.
They might have a 7'2" guy, not a 7'4" guy this time. So.
Hey, have you ever checked out any IWU sports? Indiana Wesleyan?
Not in person. Not in person.
They just got a 7'2" basketball player from IMG Academy.
Really?
As a freshman this year.
Wow.
So they're going to be pretty nasty.
We got to go check them out.
Indiana Wesleyan sports are always top in the nation in general.
Actually, I was able to go over there. I'd never been to the football stadium over there. I had a breakfast over there a few weeks ago for a Greater Grant County group that I'm part of, and we were able to sit up in the press box and see it's a beautiful facility.
I was there. My senior year was the year they built the stadium, and they started, so that was pretty cool to see as a student. But
it's nice and top notch, and hard to believe it's right here in Marion and Grant County. So,
but I'm glad you got the Colts and Pacers on your side because we're gonna have great years this year. I'm so excited. Favorite movie or movie series?
Man, that's hard. I'd probably go Bad Boys.
Okay.
Will Smith, man, good comedy, has that action in it.
I think that's the most out there answer we've had so far. Most people are just like Marvel, stuff like that. Spider-Man. But Bad Boys, okay.
It's funny.
Did you watch the newest one?
I have not. It's on my list to do. So
I haven't. I don't think I've seen any of them. But hey, can you hand me my water bottle? Hey, thanks. You can ask the next question.
Man,
I'm dying over here.
I gotta think of a question now. I ran out of rapid fire ones. Where has been some places you've traveled to before?
Oh gosh, I'm pretty boring. Never been out of the country. I've been out to Vegas a couple times. I've been to Anaheim, California.
Disneyland.
Mr. Gowan loves this.
Did not go. Let's see here. I walked by it. Didn't actually go. I think you can walk in there a little.
Yeah, kind of a little bit.
Yeah, so I kind of walked into that little area without getting into the actual Disneyland itself. Florida a bunch. East Coast, Nashville, Tennessee, Pigeon Forge. Those. Most of my travels though.
Pigeon Forge.
Oh, so do I. In the fall.
Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg are my favorite. Some of my favorite places.
I've never been there, but
Most of my trips are not vacations. They're usually work trips. So you try to slide in a day or a partial day of vacation time in there. But I have 3 young boys, so they keep. We're pretty busy with sports and stuff with them as well. So
I went to Vegas one time. Problem is, it was like when I was 16 years old, so you literally can't do anything in Vegas when you're 16 years old, other than just look at the cool look at the cool hotels.
Yep. See all the sights.
Oh yeah, it was fun. I think going out of the country to me is so overrated, and like people in Europe always say it's like, wow, like 80% of Europeans have been out of the country, and like 10% of U.S. Americans haven't. It's like, well, if you overlay the United States over Europe, it's significantly bigger.
Right.
So from somebody going from France to Germany is like me going from Indiana to Wisconsin.
Right.
It's like not that far.
yeah.
So we travel a lot. It's just not overseas, across oceans.
Mm-hmm.
No, Vegas was fun. I only asked you about Disneyland because I feel like Anaheim isn't a place you really go without going to Disneyland. So
It was a work conference, like
There
I
you
asked. So.
there's not much in Anaheim.
No,
the Angels suck.
Yep,
It is what it is. But favorite superhero?
Oh man, Batman.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't like DC, but Batman is pretty dope. And my last one is, if you could pick any type of music to listen to, what genre of music is your go-to?
Country is my go-to.
I was gonna guess country.
I was not gonna guess.
Really?
country.
My go-to. But it varies though. I listen to everything, anything and everything. Like when I'm in my office, if I'm doing a lot of reading and everything, I have like Frank Sinatra going on or something like that. Something that's a little low key. But then you go to old school. You can get old school or even new school hip hop, country.
We're getting into Gideon territory now.
Yeah, we're getting into the Gideon.
Old school, baby.
It's
Gideon loves the old school like indie artists that nobody's ever heard of.
okay.
What was your favorite group?
What, right now?
Yeah, what are they called?
Cage the Elephant?
Yeah, Cage the Elephant.
Okay.
Do you
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Exactly.
pop?
Yeah.
Pop is great.
Yeah,
No,
it's,
I was gonna guess like hard rock, like screamo.
No, it's,
No, I'm
that'd be
just
right.
kidding.
That'd be the one. It's-
That's one of the ones I will never listen
that's one of the
to.
ones I can't do right there. So
But yeah, Jesse, you have anything else?
I think I'm good.
awesome.
Well, my last question is: are you a hat guy?
A hat guy?
You wear hats?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you ever rock a Tribe TV
I would
hat?
definitely rock a track.
Heck
to do
yeah.
that.
You can't have this one because it's mine. But
I can.
yeah, I got to get a bunch of those because
I need to get one. I'm a hat guy.
my I have a friend that makes these hats, so he just put the patch on
like
the hat.
that.
So
The Skibbity hats.
yes.
I need some more. I need some more Ole Miss gear. I'm slowly.
I was gonna say
slowly starting to build
when you
it
got
up.
hired in, did they just like give you a bunch of
I
stuff?
got a little bit. I've got a little bit. Some T-shirts and stuff.
I feel like it should be like one of those like D1 football programs
right?
where they give you like an entire closet of
full
gear,
locker room full
a
of
full
gear.
locker of gear. You get your shoes, you get your.
I did
pants.
get I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he gave me from your trap shooting team. Gave me a hat.
Oh, Huntington,
Yep.
Mr.
Yep,
Huntington.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Gave me a Mississinewa hat. That's my one hat that I have right now.
Well, I gotta get you a Tribe TV hat
So,
then.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
I'll rock
sir.
it, man.
For sure.
Sorry, I did have one last question. I see your shoes. Are you a big Jordans guy?
I am a big Jordans guy. so
How many pairs do you think you'd have?
right now 4. Right
Okay.
now 4. So
It's more than Gideon.
I don't.
So-
I don't
I'm not.
wear Jordans.
I don't go crazy, and I'm not spending a ton of money.
Oh,
on them.
no.
I get them on discounts. Like these, I think I got for $60 or $70.
I don't get the people that spend like
I'm not spending-
$500 on
no.
shoes.
There's no way.
Yeah. I
The
can
most
never
I've
do
ever
it.
spent was $260, and that was because they were a pair of brand new Yeezys.
Yep.
And I wear them
Yep.
like once every 5 months.
Yep.
So like,
My boy tried to get me to buy him some of those, and I said no.
Nope, not happening.
Not happening. Sorry, dude.
our previous AD, Rich,
Yeah.
his son had like,
Gosh.
you remember that?
Yes.
He would do it all his own. He's earn his own money and buy his shoes. But he had like these off whites, like the $700, $800, $900 shoes that he would just wear. I
And
was
I
like,
feel like he
wow.
wore like a different pair of
My
shoes every day,
goodness.
too. It was
Wow.
like crazy.
this kid's shoe game was better than I've like ever seen.
had not a shoe closet, but a shoe bedroom, huh?
A shoe bedroom. Oh yeah,
Literally.
for real though. But thank you so much for
No,
joining
I
us.
appreciate it,
We
guys.
appreciate
It's
you
great.
taking
great.
some time out of your busy schedule to come
Absolutely.
hang out with us.
I got a newsletter coming out next. It'll go out either the end of this week or next week. Go out, mailed out to students, community,
Cool.
everything. I've got your guys' Tribe TV linked in it as well. So try to
Nice.
get boost
sir.
up the
Get us some more
views and everything.
followers.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Go follow our Tribe TV TikTok.
Oh,
If you're on
sure.
TikTok,
okay.
we make some pretty fire TikToks.
Awesome.
We're almost at 800 followers right now. We've gained 100 in a week, so
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
I think we only need like 6 more or something
6
like
to
that.
hit 100. Yeah,
Nice.
we're trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the school year. So go follow
It's
us.
light work.
But yeah, I'll send you the link to this podcast too once it's done, so you can add that anywhere you want to
I
go.
will.
But
I will.
thank you again for joining us. We appreciate
Appreciate it,
it,
guys.
and then we'll catch you guys next week with just another random episode. See you guys.